When you think of Vikings, what comes to mind? Fierce warriors on long ships wearing horned helmets and raiding distant lands. Well, it's time to separate fact from fiction. Most Vikings weren't warriors, they were farmers, craftsmen and traders. Their everyday lives were filled with work, family and traditions that might surprise you. Stick around to learn what their mornings looked like, how they spent their free time, and one unusual thing they did before bed. Let's explore a day in the life of a Viking. Truth vs myth. Morning routine. Vikings started their mornings like many of us today, taking care of daily chores. The first task of the day was usually feeding animals and collecting fresh water from streams or wells. Breakfast was a simple but filling meal. They often ate porridge made from barley or oats, mixed with dried berries, honey or nuts. If they lived near the coast, they might add fish to their meal. One surprising thing about Vikings: they cared a lot about cleanliness. They bathed regularly, something uncommon in medieval Europe, and used tools like combs, razors and even ear cleaners. Saturday, called Laugardagur in Old Norse, was their traditional bath day. Despite their rustic lifestyle, they valued neatness. Archaeological finds reveal that Vikings even carried grooming kits, which shows their emphasis on personal hygiene and presentation. Work and daily. After breakfast, it was time for work. Most Vikings were farmers, growing crops like barley, oats and rye. They also kept animals such as sheep, pigs and cows. Men worked the fields or repaired tools, while women handled household tasks like cooking, weaving and taking care of children. Women also brewed ale, which was a staple in Viking life, but not everyone farmed. Some Vikings were skilled craftsmen, creating tools, weapons and jewelry. Others were traders, traveling to places like England, Russia and even the Middle East to exchange goods. Here's an interesting fact: Vikings made and traded combs crafted from animal bones. These weren't just practical but also beautifully designed, showing off their skill and creativity. Viking traders were also cultural bridges. Their travels allowed them to bring back exotic goods like silk and spices, introducing their communities to foreign cultures and ideas. Social life and fun. After a day of hard work, Vikings liked to unwind. They were big on socializing and enjoyed games, feasts and storytelling. One of their favorite games was Hashnefataffel, similar to chess. It required strategy and was often played during long winter nights. Vikings also loved music and would play instruments like flutes, harps and lyres during gatherings. But Vikings also had a playful side. They enjoyed flyting, a form of verbal sparring where they exchanged clever insults. It was all in good fun and showed their quick wit. Feasting was another way to build community. These gatherings featured roasted meats, ale and endless stories about gods, heroes and ancestors. Such events reinforced bonds and kept traditions alive. Family and home life. Family was at the heart of Viking life. Women played a key role in managing the home and were respected for their work. In fact, Viking women had more rights than many other women in medieval Europe. They could own property, run farms, and even divorce their husbands if they chose to. Children started helping with chores at a young age. Boys learned farming, crafting or trading, while girls learned cooking, weaving, and taking care of the household. Viking weddings were practical but joyful events. Marriage was often a way to strengthen alliances between families. Gifts like livestock or land were exchanged, and the celebration included lots of food and drink. Homes were typically longhouses, shared by families and sometimes their livestock. These dwellings were made of wood or turf and featured a central hearth, which was both a source of warmth and a place for cooking. Evening and night routine. As the day ended, families gathered for their evening meal. This was usually a stew made with vegetables, meat or fish served with bread or ale. Evenings were a time for stories. By the fire, parents would tell their children tales of gods like Thor and Odin or heroic sagas passed down through generations. Before bed, Vikings performed small rituals to honor their gods. They might leave offerings like food or drink for protection and good fortune. Beds were made of wood, with animal furs for warmth, especially during the long Nordic winters. One surprising bedtime tradition: Vikings believed dreams were messages from the gods. In the morning, families would share their dreams and try to interpret what they meant. Even the architecture of their homes supported family life. The communal space encouraged storytelling and shared meals, creating a strong sense of unity. So while Vikings are famous for their raids and battles, most of them led peaceful and hard-working lives. They were farmers, traders and craftspeople with rich traditions and strong family values. If you enjoyed learning about Viking life, check out our latest video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share to join us for more fascinating stories from history. Thanks for watching History Mavens.